Hey guys, this is Commander Matthew, and before we start this episode of Trek Back Tuesday, I want to tell you about my Star Trek podcast. Trek Untold is a weekly interview series where we chat with character actors, stunt performers, writers, directors, and behind-the-scenes people who make the Star Trek universe go at warp speed. Our show is about putting the spotlight on folks who aren't normally in the spotlight. It's about the people who have contributed to Star Trek but aren't in the opening credits of the show. You might not know their names or recognize their faces at first, but I guarantee after you hear our discussions with them, you're going to never forget them again. If you're a fan of not only Star Trek history, but also cinema and television, as well as the entertainment industry and all sorts of other things, you're going to really enjoy hearing this podcast. We're not just discussing appearances on TV shows with these actors, we're discussing acting theory, or we're talking to prop makers and behind-the-scenes crew and discussing how things work that we don't ever see on camera. Each episode is a deep dive into the profession of what these folks do, and you're going to really enjoy hearing their stories. You can check it out on whatever Apple device you're using, whether it's a phone or a pad, or you can listen to it on your favorite Android device. If you want to learn more about Trek Untold, make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And it's available on most major podcast platforms, including iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, and many more. Check us out this coming Thursday for our latest episode, and until then, fortune favors the bold.
Hi, I'm Captain Andrea.
This is Commander Matthew.
And this is Trek Back Tuesday.
It's the show that explores time and space to seek out new and old Trek merchandise from across the galaxy.
And today we're going to continue our look at the Star Trek minis.
That's right, we're going to have some tiny adventures today with not one ship, but two different ships.
We're going to visit our friends, the Klingons.
And we're going to go ahead and visit them in their ship, the Bird of Prey.
I love the Bird of Prey. It's just a fun-looking ship.
It is one of my favorite ships, actually, yeah.
I mean, I don't like the inside so much. Those aren't really comfortable, but I absolutely love the outside. So here, I have the 1994 Bird of Prey from the Star Trek Next Generation Innerspace series.
And on my side, I've got 3 years later, from 1997, the Star Trek Strikeforce Bird of Prey. And mine has characters from the third Star Trek motion picture.
While I happen to have Worf and everyone's favorite bug-eyed Klingon, Gowron.
Guess I'll have to zoom into that face. So these two mini ships, well, one's minier than the other, if you will. One is a little bit bigger. So you've got the smaller version. I've got the one that's basically about double the size, maybe a little bit more of that, and also probably more detail.
So you're saying I have the minier of the minis?
You have the minier mini.
I have the minier mini.
Yeah, the miniest of minis. And so we decided to do these two together because they're not that far apart. They're basically kind of the same thing, just a little bit different. Mine over here is a little bit more in line with like the Star Wars action fleet stuff. Yeah. Whereas yours is, again, actually even smaller than that.
Well, mine is, since mine's earlier, they were still kind of figuring all that stuff out. Yours is definitely more advanced.
Yeah, like mine is almost meant more for collectors, in fact. We'll talk about that when we get, I think, this guy out of the box. But the reason why I think we're doing them together also is because the figures are identical. The figures continue to be the same exact mini size. It's just the ships that are different.
Yeah, and it's great that they kept them that size because now you can just mix and match and you can have a lot of fun with your little mini Star Trek adventures.
Exactly.
So as you can see on the packaging, it's basically similar design to our previous Innerspace stuff, so not really much to say.
Well, my Strikeforce box is different because yours is on a blister. Mine's actually in a full-on box.
I know, yours looks way fancier than mine.
So I think this one was meant more for collectors because, yeah, there's a lot more going on with this. It's really meant to be stacked. It's meant to be displayed a little differently.
Also, it has the really fancy, shiny collector's edition and number on it.
Yeah, so they're really pushing the whole collector's thing here.
Yeah, 1 out of 3,265 million.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And mine also, I should mention, has an ad for the Tribbles game, which we've looked at in other videos before. So yeah, I'm still doing the Tribble thing here.
We're still trying to win.
Yeah, and on the back, in fact, you can see, again, all the rules and all that nonsense. And it's definitely a thing, all right?
Yeah.
That's definitely a thing.
Yeah, speaking of the backs, for me, mine just shows the inside of the ship, what you to expect, and it gives a brief little history of the, of the Bird of Prey.
So mine also pretty similar. Again, it has this giant thing, though, for the Tribble game, but we have, again, a little bio about the ship. We see a little bit of how it functions and what it comes with. And as for other parts of it, well, you can see on the sides, actually, is where they put what else you can buy from these lines.
Yeah, you got the cool stuff.
Yeah, and I got a Toys R Us sticker. This was $10 back in the day.
Jeez, that's cheap.
Yeah, that's why I like the action fleet in particular, because they were really cheap. You got nice stuff.
Dang.
I think those were actually not that much more expensive either. I think they were probably less than that, in fact.
Yeah, but again, older and you're not getting as much.
That is true.
So with that, Commander Matthew, let's beam them out.
Hi, Captain. Ships are docked in the station, Captain.
What a difference a few years makes.
Really does.
Wow.
These ships could not be any more different.
This is crazy.
So where do we begin?
How about we start with the tiniest of them all? Let's talk figures.
Yes.
I think that's a good way to start.
They are very tiny.
Yes, they are.
So I've got Valkyris and Commander Krug from Star Trek 3.
I have Gowron and Worf.
And they are all still the same scale, basically. They're all still the same height. The difference is, at this point, 97, they now have bases on their feet.
Which is really stupid. Really stupid.
See, I feel like it might help them, because some of these minifigures might not stand up as easily.
Yes, but at the same time, it kind of ruins the play. It does. It just ruins the playability. This lends more to your theory that they were aiming for a more collectible kind of vibe, but I prefer without the stand. I prefer being able to play with it more.
That is true. I do like them both ways, to be honest, but I guess really it is, as a figure, it looks nicer this way.
Yeah.
To make them stand up, this is definitely more convenient.
No, I agree, but then when you're putting them in the vessels and stuff, things could get a little interesting when you have a little square at the bottom of your feet. You know?
I guess we're going to find out.
Yeah.
I mean, the detail on them, that was pretty nice for what they are, and to be fair, most of these, what they actually were, was downscaled original Playmates figures.
They look good, though I'm really glad that with Worf they fixed the leg, because that would have been hilarious if they had a downscaled Worf with one leg up.
Yeah, because, this is based on basically the mold from the very first Worf toy that Playmates did, which had him in that weird triangulated leg stance.
Yeah, but again, they do like doing weird things with Worf.
Paint jobs on them is also mostly okay. They're small, so you can't expect a ton of detail or accuracy. But in the case of Worf, though, they completely didn't paint his Klingon sash.
No, but we should be lucky that they even included it. Because you can see that they changed the paint job going forward. So Commander Krug, he does have paint job there. So it just might have been where they were at the time. Again, why didn't he get a weapon?
Of all the people, once again, Worf gets screwed.
Yeah, I mean, why doesn't he have a bat left? Or, something. He's gotta have something. Though, I do think that there was a small missed opportunity with Gowron. Given how big that man's eyes are, I would have loved it if they used a tiny little dollop of white instead of the black.
But he's adorable either way.
He is. He's absolutely adorable. And just real quick, because this is a difference between Krug and Worf. On Worf, they painted in his ridges.
Yeah.
Krug, it looks like he has the ridges, but they're not painted in.
Yeah, so there is a Commander Krug figure. That, again, I'm pretty sure they just downscaled for it. And his ridges are not painted, it's just straight up what it is.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that, because that's... having a little bit of detail, it goes a long way.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the ships.
So in terms of ship size, my guy is clearly double the size of your ship.
My ship can easily dock.
Your ship can cloak underneath mine.
It can cloak on top. Check this out.
Yeah.
You can actually transport it. And
yeah, my ship is definitely way better in scale, way closer in scale, we should say.
Oh, absolutely. But I think you know what? I'm going to say it right now. I think I got the better one.
Yours is a little chunky, husky Klingon bird of prey.
It is, but it's what's inside that counts. What's inside yours?
Well, my ship doesn't have much innards. My ship has, in terms of things that open up, I've got a cockpit, and that's it.
Well, mine, when you open it, you get this.
Wow, that's a lot more than mine gets.
Yeah, just the stickers alone, which thankfully I didn't have to put in. This is an incredible little thing, because you have the little seat for Gowron.
Aww.
I mean, it kind of represents the Klingon anyway. It's so tiny. So, of course, there's very little space for Worf, but also in the back, there's a sticker that has 2 more Klingons on it.
Jeez, you got a whole crew in there.
You really do, and it's so crazy. I can't make out all of the stickers, but it looks as though there are a few that have the Klingon symbols on it, and there's one over here that has space.
Yeah, that's a little spinning viewfinder, so that's I think all the Innerspace ships actually have that, as far as I know.
It's really cool. I really dig it, Even the floor right by the chair has this little graded detail.
It's just unfortunate that in terms of the look of the ship from the outside, it's a little chunky.
No, it looks terrible from the outside.
It's a chunky birdo.
Yeah, but you know what? Can yours, I gotta put them down, but can yours do that?
No, but can yours do this?
No, but I think we already established that mine are just, stationary.
Yeah, so mine...
I have to do it like this.
So the only action feature mine has is this flapping wings here, which is really terrible. You have to press this button back and it makes the wings work, but it doesn't seem to lock into place, so it's kind of just pointless to have. Like, basically, you're in flight mode, you can go into attack mode, but it doesn't, or even landing mode if it had landing gear, which it doesn't, but it doesn't really stay in position, so it's kind of a worthless effect.
No, it's better than this.
Yeah, yours is just kind of taking a sit right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if I can get any of the figures in here since we haven't tried that yet. So let's get Commander Krug in there.
See, this is where I think having that base is not the best thing.
Well, I can already tell you, putting Commander Krug in there, I have to almost like lay him down like he's taking a nap, and then his gun is sticking out. So, all right, maybe there. Let's try Valkyris instead. She's got to work easier than that.
Yeah, she doesn't come with a weapon. She comes with nothing.
We gotta
Push
put
her
her
in.
more. She's there. I think I got her now.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, but you gotta layer all the way down, and yes, that base does become a little bit of a hindrance.
Yeah, it does. Now, in terms of differences between the paint as well, mine is easily more accurate in terms of the green, but yours has the red here, which mine doesn't have. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting choice.
Yours has it on the head. I don't, but I really like mine.
Your side guns are painted silver.
Pew, 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 pew.
Mine are not.
Nope.
But mine has a lot more stickers all over it. Not that there's that many, but it's got a few more stickers on the outside than yours does, looks like.
Yeah, I have a few.
I think you have one or two. Actually, I don't have, oddly enough, though.
Yeah.
Because I have these two on each wing. I got this insignia over there. I think you have two insignias.
I have 1, 2, 3 on this side. 1, 2, 3. I have like 3 on each side, it looks like.
Yeah, I have 2 on this side, 3 on the other.
I wonder if maybe your sticker fell off.
Possibly, but I don't think so. My everything in there was actually pretty solid, so.
Okay.
Yeah, these things actually held on pretty decently. Yeah, just another view from the bottom. You can see, yours is definitely, if you turn to the side, but you'll see how much chunkier it is than mine.
Yeah, but again, I think I like this set better just because of the detail that you get inside. I love the outside of this one. Like, this is just gorgeous, and if I was just collecting it, I'd be all for it.
Well, I've got one advantage that I know you definitely don't have that might seal the deal from my side. I have a stand. You don't. I actually get a stand with classic Star Trek movie font.
Okay, that part's really cool. I'll give you that.
Let's go ahead and attach him onto the bottom. Now that looks really good.
I think I see something else, though, that maybe you can do.
Yeah, something else that makes it really awesome.
This part, I gotta say, this part's actually really cool.
I've got a little minifigure stand also.
That's dope. I like it.
So I'll never... That's also smart because, again, there's only room for one in this particular vehicle. So, yeah, at least this way I'll never lose who goes at what vehicle.
No, I'll give that. You know, I'll give it that. But at the same time, not a fan of the stand.
Really? You don't like my stand?
Nope. No, I like the stand, but I'm not a fan of the minifigure stand. I just don't want that little base. As a collectible, it's a great idea, but I don't see the point of it as a collectible with minifigures. You know, when I think of minifigures, I think of something playable. You know, something to display, sure, but also something that you could just play around with a little bit. That's why I would prefer it without the base.
This looks like it's a little puppy talking to his mommy dog.
It does, though. It's so cute.
Yeah.
Aww.
Bork, bork, bork. So I think the biggest difference really is when these came out, and that 3-year difference actually is a pretty big deal because at this point they're still making it for kids. By now they've tried to age it up because the line is dying, and they're really trying hard to go to the collector market because really at this point they were clutching at straws. We had all sorts of more gimmicks than ever to actually make people think this is a limited edition, great collectible to have. Yeah. So this does class it up a lot, but in terms of fun, yeah, way better.
Absolutely.
But speaking of fun, I have the best thing ever, and mine comes with this.
Yeah, I'm a little jealous of that part.
Yeah, so I've got another Star Trek Triple Tribbles game.
Yay.
So I feel like this already makes mine superior no matter what, though. But, okay, Captain, since you are the captain after all, you can
Yay! I get to play with this.
And I found this Terran artifact.
Oh.
You use it to scratch the silver pieces.
Whoa, we got 2.
What?
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 What? So I guess you're gonna have to scratch one too. And I don't even remember how to play this game. Do you?
I know it's on the back of the toy, but I didn't look at it.
This was very stupid. Oh wait, who am I getting? Who am I getting?
Did you win? Did you win the thing?
I did not, but look, there's a Ferengi. So I got 1 point to get a photo of myself in a Tribbles episode. That's
and
a Ferengi.
I got the exact same thing you did.
Oh,
this game's a ripoff.
This really is. I never understood this game.
And now we're covered in silver from 20th century Earth. Ew.
Ugh. But, you know what? This quarter does have a little space person on it.
It does.
Huh. Good times.
Huh. How about that? Yeah, well, that was worthless, Captain. So that's our look at 2 different ships, 2 different Klingon bird of prey, one from 1994's Innerspace and one from 97's Strikeforce. Yeah. And there weren't too many other ships like this that actually were both in the series. I have one other one that I think is it, and there might be like maybe one other ship. There might be 2 total. I'm not quite positive, but I do have one more of these that we're going to check out next time.
I look forward to that. Let us know what you think of these. Which one do you prefer? And just sound off in the comments. With that, I'm Captain Andrea.
I'm Commander Matthew, and until next time, live long and buy toys.